Okay, all right. All right, cool. Welcome back to another week here with PTips, powered by PT Fintech. Okay, so just to confirm, you guys can see my screen and hear my voice, right? If you guys can, okay, it's the MT4 right now. I'm sharing the MT4. If you guys can hear my voice and see the MT4, okay, please type 1, okay? Yeah. Done. All right. You guys see my screen? Hear my voice? Okay. All right. Great. Hey, welcome back to another week here with PTips. Okay, where we will be diving into the breakdown and analyze the technical analysis provided by PTips. Okay. So analysis deconstructions happen every Monday and Wednesdays during the London session. Okay. Now, uh, just before we get started, we have to get through with a disclaimer. Now, Forex is traded on margin. Okay, what we're going to be talking about is Forex trading today as well. So, Forex trading is considered a high risk trading instrument. It may not be suitable for everyone. So, what we're doing here is hopefully for educational purposes, help people become a smarter trader, okay, by providing a secondary opinion on the markets. And of course, we're not providing any signals here with PTips. PTips is strictly technical analysis, okay, for everyone to use as a confirmation, basically, for your own analysis. Okay, let's jump right in. Second, 1 second. Why not working? Cool, perfect. All right. Now we're live. Sorry for the wait. Okay, guys, welcome back here one more time with PTips, where we're going to do analysis deconstructions. Okay, so we're going to start off with Euro USD. Now, as a kind reminder, every single time we do these analysis, PTips is always going to start off with a higher time frame, okay, and then go all the way down to the 1 hour. Okay, now let's start off with Euro USD. Let's quickly take a look at what PTips have to say. PTips claims that RSI is above 50, okay, on Euro USD daily analysis or daily time frame, above 50, and then the bands, price between top band. The price is within the top bands, which is a dual Bollinger Band. It's on the top. Usually this type of setup is considered a bullish setup. So many people would usually bring to a buy just so then they can secure the trade within the trend. Okay, so basically based on D1 right now, it seems like Euro USD is bullish. Let's drop it down a little bit. Take a look at the bigger picture. Yeah, the lower points are getting higher and higher, right? The lower lows are getting higher and higher. Okay, and then obviously the highs are getting higher and higher. So it's very obvious that within the D1 on Euro USD, we're on a bullish channel. Okay, so overall bullish direction should be the trend. Let's take a look at H4. Okay, so H4. H4, PTips claims that RSI is above 50. It is above 50. It's actually at overbought. Okay, so usually when it's at overbought, it's quite exciting because a lot of people usually would do one thing, which is when they see it's overbought, lots of people start shying away from the bulls and they're long, they close their long order, causing a bit of a pullback in the market. Okay. But anyways, with that being said, let's quickly take a look. Overall, there was a bear channel. Okay, it was a prominent bear channel that has broken above. Okay, usually when a channel gets broken, it's very prominent that the trend will prevail and continue on bullish side. Okay, so that's usually what's going to happen. Potentially more bullishness. All right, so then price between top band. Let's take a look if it is. Prices is not just between the top band. It's actually above, way higher than the top band, the deviation 2.0 of the Bollinger Band. So usually with this type of setup, it's more aggressive. A lot of people would still see this as more bullish. Okay. All right. Now, let's take a look at H1. See what happens. On H1 for Euro USD, we're seeing that the RSI is still on the overbought. Okay, so a lot of people are shying. You see this? When it was on the overbought, look, lots of people were actually closing their buy orders. So you see pullback, pullback, pullback. And then suddenly, look, another spike. Just because RSI is below 70, a lot of people think, okay, cool, the pullback is completed. Usually the pullback will always test the MA20, which is the middle line of the Bollinger Band. If it does not break fully below it, then you are quite confident to be able to do a buy because it's going to continue with the trend. Okay, and it's proven right now with this Euro USD pair. Great. So H1 claims that price within 1.0 deviation band above MA20. It's noted as a bullish signal. Right now, prices are above MA20, and it's actually between the top band. So it's more of a confirmation of a bull. Okay, cool. So of course, we're not providing any signals here with PTips. We're just deconstructing the analysis. Now, obviously, some of the things that we will be taking a look at. Okay, you see the channel, the bear channel has been broken, and then look, it's super prominent, or should I say, there's a lot of strength on the bullish side of things. And even look, when the prices were stuck on parallel market, okay, ranging market, what happened was the prices were able to break above the resistance line. So once the resistance is broken above, okay, it's another confirmation that it's more bullish. Okay, so bulls will prevail for now. All right, great. So you have to be careful if H4's RSI is going to start pointing downwards from 70, then that's maybe the good signal for you to exit your buy order, okay, and then see what happens after. All right, cool. So that's Euro USD. Let's take a look at silver on D1. Okay, so on D1, PTips claims that RSI is below 50, yes, which it is right now, and then the bands, price within 1.0 deviation band. Well, we do see that prices are sort of in between the 1.0 deviation, but currently it's actually within the lower bands, okay? So you see the highs are getting lower and lower, okay? So that's something that we have to keep a note of, okay? The highs are getting lower and lower. See, that's the previous high. Now that's the latest high, okay? So potentially more bearishness, okay? Now PTips claims that it is a bit more bearish for silver right now, okay? So yeah, I would say, look, if prices are going to still continue to be below MA20, okay, and the RSI is still within this lower zone below 50, more sell, maybe more prominent, okay, but then yet there's something that you have to be very wary of, okay, which is this support line, okay. Prices may not break below the support of 27.7, okay. They may not break below that. Okay, so we have to be very careful, see if prices will start bouncing back up from this level. Okay, alrighty. So let's take a look at H4, see if we get some other information. Okay, so H4, our PTips is claiming that RSI is below 50, and then the bands, price between lower bands. Okay, and it claims that it's ranging and it's in a bearish move. Well, let's see if it is. Well, it was ranging because I guess there was a Bollinger squeeze, right? Yeah. So with the Bollinger squeeze, right after it gets out of the squeeze, it will give us a more prominent trend. Okay. Seems like this Bollinger squeeze is creating more of a bearish trend. Okay. So let's take a look at some other analysis here. Something that we have to take a look at. Here, let me drop it down to this. The highs are getting lower and lower. The lows are actually getting lower. So potentially in the short run, we are still looking more at a bearish trend. But you have to be also very careful of one thing. Usually on a bearish trend, okay, your Bollinger Bands would be very prominent aiming downward. But right now, the Bollinger Bands, look, they were aiming upwards. Now that's when it gets out of the Bollinger squeeze, when the bands are actually starting to flare downward, or having the opposition, okay, being very polar of each other. All right, so potentially it may indicate a stronger trend. But for now, we're looking at potentially reaching all the way down to 27.7-ish. Then that's potentially when it's going to bounce back up, potentially. Okay, but of course, remember, we're not providing any signals here. We're just analyzing the analysis. We're deconstructing what we see. Okay, so let's take a look at H1. See if we actually see other details that we can actually work with. So far, D1 and H4 all claim more bearish for silver. Okay, so H1, PTips claims RSI is below 50, and then the bands, price between lower bands. Yep, prices between lower bands. This is a perfect textbook setup for a bearish trend. Okay, this is like the textbook setup for bear. So many people see this, they're going to start doing sells. Okay, so potentially that's when it's going to start targeting to push the 4-hour chart all the way down to 30. Potentially that's when the price is going to reach to 27.7. Okay, so like I'm saying, this is strong support. Be very careful of that location. All right, cool. All right, well, let's actually now get to the final instrument that we're going to take a look at the analysis for, which is gold. Okay, take a look at gold. Now, before we actually get started with gold, I do want to just remind everybody that every Mondays and Wednesdays in the London session is when we're going to go live on the PTips, and we're going to do the analysis and construction. Okay, now Mondays to Fridays, every single day on PT Fintech social media, you will see our PTips provided free. Okay, for you to use on a daily basis. Okay, so if you have not followed us on social media, please do so now. I'll thank you for it. Okay, in advance. Okay, so let's quickly take a look at gold. Let's see what gold has to offer for this week. Great. So gold, just from the looks of it, seems quite bullish. All right, let's see. Oh, or potentially we're gonna see a double top. Aha. Okay, but actually, I still see this as more bullish. But let's take a look at what PTips have to say. Okay, PTips says that RSI is above 50, yeah, which it is. The bands priced within 1.0 deviation band, and it's still above MA20. Yes, it is. So the note is that it's bullish. Great. So you see the highs are getting higher. There was a bear channel that has been broken above. So drop it out for you. There was a bearish channel that has broken above. Okay. Now, with that being said, then obviously a potentially new trend may occur. Okay, so we're seeing basically a potential bullish channel here has been created. So with that setup being done, we have to be very careful of the ranging markets. From what I'm seeing with this bull channel, it actually created more of a ranging market here for us. Okay, it's stuck in between here. So the ranging market most likely came from the uncertainty from the RSI, okay? But overall, as long as the prices are above MA20, I think, okay, we could still see this as more of a bullish trend, okay? All right, so let's drop the time zone to H4, see if we actually get some other information. Okay, so H4, let's zoom out. Okay, so H4, PTips claims that RSI is at 50. Aha, you see, that's why we're in a ranging market right now. You see that? Because H4, we're literally at 50. Okay, so potentially a stronger ranging market is going to be more prominent. Great. So then the bands, price within 1.0 deviation bands. Note is ranging. Okay, so obviously the highs dropped. Okay, But the funniest thing is that actually the lows may become higher. Okay. So overall, right now, based on H4, potentially many people will start seeing this as more bearish, but it is ranging. Okay. Prices are actually within the 1.0 deviation band. So with this type of setup where RSI is stuck at 50, usually what I would do is I would be trading in between the 1.0 deviation bands. Meaning if it's at the lower section over here, I may usually enter into a buy, and then I would actually exit once prices reach above the MA20 or all the way to the top of my Bollinger Band of the 1.0 deviation. Okay. Now, obviously, if the prices do break below my lower bands and it trades within my lower bands, I will usually forfeit and give up that position and then let me restart anew. Okay, see when I should enter into the markets again. Great. So overall, right now, it does seem quite ranging. Okay, so we have to be very careful. Prices may be ranging within this section of the D1 from what I'm seeing here. Okay, this is usually what the prices will be ranging on. So let's dive in and take a look at H1. Maybe we'll get a clearer picture. Okay, so PTips on H1 claims that RSI is below 50. And so that's potentially more bearish. Okay, and then the bands, price between lower band. Let's see, is that the case? The note says that it's bearish. Well, from what I'm seeing, it's within the 1.0 deviation. It's not fully below the lower bands. Okay, so you see the highs are becoming a little bit higher. I'm sorry, the lows. This is getting so confusing. The lows are getting higher. So most likely right now it is respecting the ranging market. So with that being said, when it's respecting the ranging market, okay, trade in between the 1.0 deviation bands, meaning if you're going to enter now with a buy, exit when the prices reach above the MA20. Okay. All right. But obviously, a stronger buy will be more obvious if the RSI is going to be around 50 or above 50. Okay. Most likely that point, we would already be, oh, sorry, we would already be above MA20. The prices would be above MA20. So potentially the goal or the target for our take profit would be on the top resistance line, okay, which is at 2468 point. Okay, 246.879 exactly. Okay. All right, so that's pretty much it from what I'm seeing from PTips this week. And yeah, let's actually dive in and let's check on Wednesday, see if that's the case, if the markets actually did respect it. Okay, so a kind reminder, I'll see you guys at the same time on Wednesdays, okay, during the London session open. And on Mondays and Fridays, I will see you guys all on the social media of PT Fintech, where you can actually see all of the PTips free for all of you guys to use. Okay, so make sure to like us and follow us on our IG, X, and LinkedIn. All right, cool. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Bye bye.